Donald Trump. Yes, we've had a lot of fun with him, but now let's get serious because he is serious. He's polling anywhere between 23 to 25%, solid, massive lead. He's got leads in the latest poll in North Carolina with moderate conservative voters, strong conservative voters. This is all, of course, on the Republican side. Men, women, moderates. I mean, you name it. He's got leads in every category. So what is going to happen if this maniac actually wins? And now he's only 5 points behind Hillary Clinton in the general election and polling better against Hillary Clinton than some of the other Republican candidates. I mean, we're getting close to a worst-case scenario. So don't mistake the clown for something fun. He's a sad, sad clown. So here's what he has in store for the country. Let's start talking about minimum wage.
Do you think the minimum wage should be raised across the board?
So, Mika, it's such a nasty question because the answer has to be nasty. You know, we're in a global economy now. It used to be people would leave New York State and companies would leave New York State or leave another state and go to Florida, go to Texas, go to wherever they go because the wages, all sorts of different things. Well, now it's not leaving New York or New Jersey or wherever they may be leaving. Now they're leaving the United States and they're going to other countries because they're competing for low taxes and they're competing for low wages. And we can't have a situation where our labor is so much more expensive than other countries that we can no longer compete. Joe, where the taxes are lower, where the wages are lower, where lots of things are lower. But I think having a low minimum wage is not a bad thing for this country, Mika.
Having a low minimum wage is not a bad thing for this country. You're like this guy. That's what you're going to get. Minimum wage not low enough. Hasn't been raised in years and years. And people are arguing that it should be $15, $7.25. Historically, it's at record lows for this country. But according to Donald Trump, not low enough. Wait, now, part of what he says is true. Yes, there are lower wages than other countries. That's why sometimes the factories are moving to China. Now, they think the wages are too high in China, if you can imagine. They're moving to Vietnam and some other countries. So what are we going to do? We're going to compete with them and get lower wages than them? What are we going to go to, 12 cents an hour? Is that what we're going to go to? Is that Donald Trump's brilliant plan for making America greater? Okay, I got an idea. Okay, I'll cut all of your wages. Hey, Donald, you're going to cut money for you, for the executives? You're going to give any of your $10 billion to your workers to make America greater in that way? Oh, hell no, hell no. No, for him, if you heard it right there, and I mean, he'll repeat it 1,000 times for you if you didn't hear it, low taxes. So for the richest people, lower taxes so they keep even more money. For everyone else, even lower wages. That's Donald Trump's brilliant plan. It's not to make America great for you. It's to make America great for people like him. And he's a giant self-aggrandizer that you don't, it's not like he's even hiding it. It's like, yeah, I'm fantastic. This whole thing's about me. I have a giant goddamn ego. You idiots are going to vote for me, and then I'm going to take your money and put it in my pocket. And then later, if you complain about it, like people did after my 4 corporate bankruptcies, I'm going to say, well, you were a sucker. You should have never given me the money in the first place. I just made a sound business decision by not paying you. That's what he says about his corporate bankruptcies. You think he's not going to say that after you give him your vote? And he says, I told you I was going to lower your wages, and I told you I was going to keep more of the money by giving myself lower taxes. And you voted for me. You're the schmuck, not me. That's what he's going to say. Okay, now, how about foreign policy? It's related to the issue of capitalism and the economy here because Chris Cuomo on CNN is going to ask him about it in relationship to Pope, and he takes it in a bizarre angle.
So here's the moment. You meet the Pope. Pope Francis comes.
Right.
There's a translator there.
Right.
And he says, oh, Mr. Trump, this is very nice. And then he says, I want to tell him something. The translator says to you, the Pope believes that capitalism can be a real avenue to greed. It can be really toxic and corrupt. And he's shaking his finger at you when he says it. What do you say in response to the Pope?
I'd say ISIS wants to get you. You know that ISIS wants to go in and take over the Vatican. You have heard that. You know that's a dream of theirs to go into Italy.
He talks to you about capitalism? You scare the Pope?
No, I'm going to have to scare the Pope because it's the other thing. There's only one. Look, the Pope, I hope, can only be scared by God. And I don't think the Pope is opposed to capitalism, by the way. I've seen a lot of what he's opposed to, and I don't think the Pope is opposed to capitalism.
So the Pope's trying to have an intellectual conversation, according to this hypothetical, and Trump says, oh, yeah? If you don't like capitalism and me taking all the money, maybe I let ISIS come in here and murder everybody at the Vatican. You need my protection, don't you? I got the biggest military in the world. So I guess this is how he negotiates. And you know what? Some people in this country will be like, yeah, threaten the Pope's life. Yeah, we've got the military. They need our protection. They better pay up. He says it about Saudi Arabia. Now he's saying it about the Pope, right? This is the guy you'd be proud of as a leader of our country? The guy who's going to go around and push the Pope around and say, hey, maybe I'll let ISIS into your backyard. He's going to threaten the Pope and his well-being. Hey, and this is the party, that's the religious party, right? The one that believes in traditional values and morality and the Bible. That's this party, right? This guy's leading in that party, the one who says, yeah, maybe I'll threaten the Pope's life and we'll see what happens, right? Oh, that's an exaggeration. No, but wait. He just said, hey, ISIS wants to come and kill you. You know, maybe you like capitalism a little bit better if I protect you. Okay, so hey, go ahead, vote for him, see how it turns out for you. But don't come around crying that your wages are lower. Don't come crying, oh my God, I didn't know he was going to slap the Pope across the face. He's telling you he's going to do it. And maybe you're a giant hypocrite like him and you don't care. You never cared about your religion. You never cared about Christianity. It was just all a front for lower taxes and whatever else greedy designs that you had for yourself, as Trump does. In which case, enjoy it and have him spin the Pope's eye. But if you meant any of the stuff you said about religion and you're right-winger in this country, imagine if Bernie Sanders said, yeah, maybe I'll let ISIS take over the Vatican. Imagine if Bernie Sanders had said that. And what would the rest of the media say? Immediate disqualification, right? Oh, liberals, weak, they're this, that. Oh, they hate religion, they hate Christianity, right? Now, well, here's your Republican leader, Donald Trump. If you like what you see, go ahead and vote for him. But we will all be in a world of hurt if this guy's anywhere near the White House. Keep it real.